Hi, my name is Ballpark at Rosemont at the Ballpark at Rosemont in Rosemont, Illinois. We're going to have a great time here at the
Today is May 22nd, here at the ballpark at Rosemont for Friday Night Lights.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ballpark in Rosemont for tonight's game between the Crystal Lake Central Tigers and the Fremd Vikings. The Friday Night Series is brought to you by Work, Fast Pitch Experts. Check out Work's new bat online at www.worksports.com. Time to meet the lineups brought to you by Dr. Jackson. Brighten your smile with a visit to oral healthcare professionals located at 2033 Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove. Ask for Dr. Jackson, the official team dentist of the Chicago Bandits. Before meeting the starters for Crystal Lake Central, let's meet non-starters. Number 10, Amanda Hahn. Number 15, Jordan Thomas. And one up for Crystal Lake Central, batting first, number 17, Amy Walsh. Batting second, playing second base, number 7, Kelly Yumoto. Batting third, number 3, Megan Mahattan. Batting fourth, number 34, Savannah Frank. Batting fifth, number 11, Monica Means. Batting sixth, number 5, Maddie Kelm. Batting seventh, number 6, Rachel Kantz. Batting eighth, number 8, Alyssa Gabart. Batting ninth, number 4, Angie Letsu. And the flex playing third base, number 2, Claire Urbanski. Crystal Lake Central is coached by Brian Fremd, the head coach, assisted by Sarah Goodwin. Let's meet the players for the Fremd Vikings. Number 3, Alyssa Garcia. Kylie Hess. Number 5, Haley Goodwin. Number 7, Katie Mearsbach. Number 9, Leah Barrett. Number 12, Addison Strummel. Number 15, Molly Muse. Number 18, Anne Marie O'Sullivan. Number 19, Jenny Justin. The lineup, number 3, Abby Urias. Batting second, already mentioned, but Alyssa Garcia. Batting third, number 7, Julie Joseph. Batting fourth, number 10, Julia Walker. Batting fifth, number 8, Regan Schneider. Batting sixth, number 14, Jessica Mazer. Batting seventh, Holly Strupp. Batting eighth, Lexi D'Ambrosio. And batting ninth, Becca Urich. In the flex and pitching, number 16, Nikki Kehoe. Fremd head coach Jim Weaver, assistant Josh Teschner, and Ali Masucci. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, may you please rise, remove your caps, and face the flag out in center field for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Friday Night Lights series presented by Wirt Sports. Alongside our producer, cameraman Bilal Muhammad, I am Johnny Soul as we get you ready for Friday Night Lights high school action here between the Crystal Lake Central Tigers and the Fremd Vikings here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Once again, the Friday Night Lights series is presented by Wirt Sports, and glad you can have to be tuned in here tonight for a beautiful day for softball. Getting a little chillier here, but still a high close to 70 degrees today. And the sun's still out as these teams get ready to go. Here, Crystal Lake Central is the visiting team on the scoreboard, and the Vikings of Fremd are the home team. Crystal Lake Central will begin, and they will be facing Nikki Kehoe. Nikki Kehoe, the pitcher, is number 16. And Kehoe, the right-handed pitcher, getting ready to face Amy Walsh for the Crystal Lake Central Tigers. Their head coach is Brian Strombaum, and he is at third base. The assistant, Sarah Goodwin, is the first base coach. Kehoe's first pitch of the game is low and outside, and it is 1 ball and no strikes on Amy Walsh. Walsh, the left-handed hitter, stands in. The pitch is fouled away, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. First of 2 games tonight. Our second game will be between Crystal Lake South against Huntley. This is Crystal Lake Central. Crystal Lake South is coming up in the nightcap, scheduled for around 8 o'clock, about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game. There's a strike poured in on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter, Amy Walsh. In the turf, all turf here at the ballpark at Rosemont. The count goes to 2-2. On deck is number 7, Kelly Iwamoto. 2-2 from Kehoe. Infield in at third base, and that's in down low and outside, and the count goes full, 3-2. Walsh trying to get things started early for the Tigers. And time call at home plate as they switch out the softballs. And trying to find the right ball here. They'll send it in to the umpire. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Get the defense behind the pitcher Kehoe here after this at bat. The Viking pitcher throws it in, and strike 3 out the outside corner. Walsh swings through it, and it will be the first out of the top half of the first inning, and Kelly Iwamoto will stand in for the Tigers of Crystal Lake Central. And here is the pitch from Kehoe, and that's down at the knees for a strike. Caught the corner at the knees. It's no balls and 1 strike to Kelly Iwamoto. And here is the 0-1 from Kehoe. Twists around in that windup. There's a bunt. It's a good one down the first base line. Have to hurry. Here's the throw. Got her by a step. Nice play there at first base by Julia Wacker. She came in, the tall first baseman. The second baseman, Becca Urich, covered. And it'll bring up Megan Mahaffey to the plate with 2 outs. As Iwamoto trying to bunt for the base hit. And a good job there out in first base by Wacker. The second baseman Urich covering. Outfield for Fremd has Abby Urio in left, Alyssa Garcia in center, Julie Jostin in right. At third base, Holly Straup. At short, it's Reagan Schneider, and at second base, Becca Urich. At first, Wacker. We saw Wacker and Urich team up for the putout on Iwamoto. This is Megan Mahaffey. And Mahaffey, the 3-hole hitter, is a foul ball to the right side beyond the dugout. Fremd dugout on the first base side, Crystal Lake Central on the third base side. If Mahaffey is to reach, Savannah Frank will be the cleanup hitter. She's on deck. This is a high fly ball left field. Sends Urio back, and she turns around and makes the catch. Got a little spun around there, but made the out. That's all that matters, and that's the end of the inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Tigers in the top half of the first. The Vikings of Fremd will hit next. You are watching the Friday Night Lights series presented by Wirt Sports. Back here as we go to the bottom half of the first inning at the ballpark at Rosemont. Tigers went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. Crystal Lake Central Tiger pitcher is Megan Mahaffey, who made the 3rd out of the first inning. Now she's in the circle. And that is a strike to Abby Urio, who's hitting over 500 on the year. And an on-base percentage of 640. Her average this year is 508. Fremd brought their statistics here on the lineup. Urio, 508 average, and on-base percentage of 640. On base over 60% of the time that she comes to bat. That is a pretty good percentage. The 1-1 pitch down low. It's probably because of the slap. That's actually a strike, excuse me. Strike at the knees. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Slap hitter, you have the infield in at the corners. I'll back up a little bit with 2 strikes. At least Frank will at first base. Savannah Frank is the first baseman for Crystal Lake Central. Fremd, head coach for the Vikings in his 21st year, is Jim Weaver. He's at third base. Ali Masucci, in her first season as a coach on the varsity level, is at first base. Swing and a miss. So an important first out to get Urio out. She has not struck out a lot this year. She's not been retired much this year, but Mahaffey gets her with the strikeout. They'll bring up Alyssa Garcia, who's hitting .538 on the year with 29 RBIs, has a home run as well. The speedster's at the top of the lineup, setting the table for Fremd. And they have a combined 9 home runs from their 3 and 4 hitters, so no doubt getting those first 2 out is important, and then you could try to play with fire with the 3 and 4 hitters, but a lot easier to knock out the Flames when we don't have anybody on base in front of them. Hard to get Urio and Garcia. They got Urio. Garcia fists one to third base down near the dugout, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here at the ballpark at Rosemont, home of the Chicago Bandits, the National Pro Fastpitch team. Their exhibition game is on Sunday. Another one on Monday against the Pennsylvania Rebellion in the league. Bandits will start with their home opener of the regular season on June 4th, but high school teams, college teams have been playing here in the offseason, youth teams as well, throughout the course of the summertime. That's just missed. They're going to check down to first base to see if Garcia offered at the pitch. They say no, and the count stays full at 3 balls, or goes to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 off the netting. Bounces to the first base coach, and the count stays full. On deck is Julie Jostin. She has 4 home runs. Julie Wacker is the cleanup hitter with 5 home runs on the year. Reagan Schneider bats 5th. Jessica Mazer bats 6th. Holly Strop is 7th. Lexi D'Ambrosio bats 8th. And Becca Urich bats 9th. Ball 4. There's a walk to Garcia. Our first base runner for any team in this game belongs to Alyssa Garcia, and will bring up Julia Jostin right after Megan Mahaffey ties her shoes in the circle. 1 out, runner on first. Good crowd still in here. Fremd has a nice attendance coming over from Palatine, Illinois, down here to Rosemont. There goes Garcia, and she slides in head first into the bag for a stolen base. Shortstop came in front of the bag to cut it off. No chance to get Garcia, who stands at second. Runner in scoring position for Julia Jostin. First, the umpire calls time. Or check that, the head coach calls time. And just to get the count situated, 1 ball, or no balls, and 1 strike. Had to get the scoreboard figured out, and if it was a ball or a strike on that. They did rule it a strike, so it's 0-1. Now they count 1 ball and 1 strike. Jostin batting .376 on the year, 4 home runs and 33 RBIs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's fisted right near the catcher behind home plate. Takes off the mask, makes the catch. Good adjustment there by Monica Minas, the catcher, for out number 2. Big job there for the Vikings. And she's able to, a big out for the Tigers, able to make the play behind home plate. Now there goes Garcia, and the throw hits the bat. And now the runner's going to come home, and she's safe. So the runner steals third base. It hits the bat of the hitter, redirects toward the first baseline, and turns into a run. Garcia did all that herself. She stole second, she stole third, and she reaches home on the air, and the Vikings lead it 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch to Wacker is in there for a strike, and it counts 1-1. Interesting turn of events there. And the 1-1 pitch. That one is ripped into center field for a base hit. And the inning stays alive as Wacker reaches on the single and will bring up Reagan Schneider.
Number 8, Reagan Schneider.
So the shortstop for the Vikings stands in. A run in here in the bottom of the first. Are 2 outs. But Garcia's speed able to bring her all the way around. A little bit of luck with the ball redirecting down the first baseline, but also a good focus and attention by the runner Garcia and the head coach Jim Weaver, as he saw that the Tigers did not pounce on that ball quickly, did not have the base covered in time. So Garcia did not stop. And there's your run. Well, the strikeout of Schneider, and that ends the inning. But a run in, there was a hit, and the errant after 1. Vikings 1, Tigers nothing. You're watching the Friday Night Lights series presented by Wirt Sports. Back here as we go to the top half of the second. 1 ball and no strikes to Savannah Frank, the first baseman. As back out for her second inning of work is the Fremd pitcher Kehoe. And that ball is fisted out of play. Frank a lot of power, but she was out in front on that. Turned on that one quickly and hit it foul. The pitch was toward the inside part of the plate. Nikki Kehoe is a freshman pitcher. That one fouled back to netting, and running out of room is the catcher Lexi D'Ambrosio. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Frank, the first baseman for the Tigers. 1-0 Fremd. Scored on a stolen base and then an error, allowing Garcia to reach home. Melissa Garcia, she walked, getting to first base, and then stole second. Stole third. The throw to third base hit the bat of the hitter, Jostin. And then she was able to reach, or check that, it was with Wacker up. Hit the bat of Wacker as the throw was going to third base. And it got away, and Garcia had a good look at the ball and was able to get home. A walk to Frank, leadoff walk, first runner for the Tigers in the game. And Monica Minas fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike. Oh and 1 on Minas with Frank at first base. And the pitch from Kehoe is in there. It's 0 and 2. The walk to Frank started things here as the Tigers look to answer the run scored by the Vikings at the bottom of the first. That one is hit into right field, a base hit. Frank had to wait on it to see if it'd be caught by an infielder. Now she hustles to second. First and second, nobody out. On the base hit by Minas. And Maddie Helm will come to the plate. The 6th hitter in the lineup. And the pitch. Down low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. The Gators of Crystal Lake South are here in the building. They're coming in early to get ready for their next game. In the Friday Night Lights series, that game is coming up at 8 o'clock. Or at least about 20 minutes following the conclusion of this one. The 1-0 bunted foul back to the netting, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Coach Brian Strombaum trying to put things in motion here. You have 2 on with nobody out. Trying to make things happen against Kehoe and the Vikings. They had the bunt there, but it was stabbed at and fouled back to the netting, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. That's high, and it's 2 and 1. Addie Helm hitting here with 2 ball and a 1 strike count. With Frank at second base, Minas at first, nobody out. Swing and a miss, it's 2 and 2. Kehoe working alongside her catcher, Lexi D'Ambrosio. Trying to mix and match. Working with the signs, and that pitch misses. It's 3 and 2. Setting up on the outside part of the play. That one curved more inside. And the count goes full. Payoff pitch coming. Frank not a ton of speed at second base. Minas all right speed at first. Here's the 3-2. And it's hit into left center field, a base hit. They'll keep Minas at third. Now the ball gets away and they'll send her, and they will tie the game. The runners move up now a base. We're tied at 1. They were not going to send the runner initially. Then it got bobbled out in left field a bit. So Frank, who had already stopped at third, was then sent home. The throw in gets runners up another base. So Helm moves to second. Now there's no force on the play. That all worked out for the Tigers, and now head coach Jim Weaver out to talk to his team after that sloppiness. Not only do they throw the ball away, but they had a chance actually to get Helm out at second base, but nobody saw her take that extra bag, and that allowed her to get there. And now, before you would have had bases loaded, nobody out, which would have been bad enough. Now it's still second and third, nobody out, and it runs in. We're tied at 1. And Rachel Couts is going to stand in here for the Tigers. And still nobody out, so good answer here. The walk to Frank, the single by Minas. The base hit by Helm brings in Frank following an error out in left field. That error allowed Frank to score. Also allowed the runners to move up following the throw. it is on the corner. Right there, no balls and a strike. Going right on the edge of the outside corner of the plate. Pitcher's pitch there by Kehoe to get ahead of Rachel Couts. Couts, a junior. And it's 0-2. And the pitch. Foul back to the netting, and the count stays at 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch coming from Kehoe. Outside, 1-2. Stays outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers of Crystal Lake Central in the black and orange. The Vikings of Fremd in the black and green. 2-2. Get a bat here by Couts as she follows that one back to the screen. A run on 2 hits and an error by the Tigers. A run, 1 hit, and an error by the Vikings. Vikings scored in the bottom half of the first inning. Tigers have answered the run here in the top of the second. Still nobody out. Each team with an error now. It's 2-2 on Couts. Kehoe ready, and it's foul back again. Trying to work that outside corner again. She got it with the first pitch. She's been trying to go out there. Couts, meanwhile, has been doing a nice job of battling and staying alive, knowing that ball. And the pitcher is trying to throw it to the outside part of the plate. See if they stay outside to Couts. They're basically set up in the middle of the plate, 2-2. That one is fisted, third base line, and just running out of room is the third baseman, Holly Strout. And we'll do it again. Coming up on the 8th pitch of this at bat for the senior, Rachel Couts. I said she was a junior earlier. Rachel Couts, a senior. The 2-2 pitch popped up in the air, foul territory, and caught. Big first out there as Holly Strout at third base makes the catch. On a foul out to the left side. Good battle there, but Couts could never put the ball in play. Or at least in fair territory. And we'll have 1 out here. And coming to bat is Alyssa Gavart. And that's in there, 0-1. Angela Leto. The 9-hitter is on deck, right up the middle, a base hit. 1 run scores is Menas. They'll send Helm. Here's the throw. Safe! Just got in past the tag. They tried the swipe tag. D'Ambrosio tried to get the swipe tag back. Not in time. As Helm slides in past the tag. Angie Leto comes in. And it's 3-1 in favor of the Tigers. So Couts on the foul out could not bring the runner home. Meanwhile, Gavard gets a big 2-run single, the 3rd hit of the inning. It all started with a walk to Frank. Gavard took second on the play. Now she'll be pinch ran for. They have a pinch runner at second base. Looks like it might be number 2, Claire Urbanski, who's... Now we have a few substitutions.
Pitch running at second, number 2, Urbanski.
They have a new right fielder. Looks like Jess Mazer has come in, I believe, to play right field. No, she's going over left. Mazer's at left. And Abby Uriu in right field as Leto stands in here. 1 out. Big 3 spot here by the Tigers to answer the Viking run in the first inning. That one's a strike at the knees and no balls and 1 strike. And the pitch just inside, and it's 1-1. So it is Urbanski at second, who's the pinch runner. And the 1-1 to Leto is down low, 2 balls and a strike. The walk to Frank, Minas singled, getting Frank to second. Helms singled. They were going to hold Frank at third, but the bobble in left field allowed the run to come home. And then foul out by Couch for the first out of the inning, but Gavard just hit a big 2-run single to bring in a pair, and it's 3-1. And the 3-1 count is now a walk as it misses down low.
Top of the order, number 17, Amy Walsh.
And Walsh will stand in. Amy Walsh, as we go back to the top of the order, she led off the game, striking out, looking. It's Kehoe's only strikeout of the evening. And the pitch to Walsh is swung on and missed, and the count's no balls and a strike. Infield in at third base. There's a bunt. Good one down the line, but it rolls foul. They would have had no chance of getting Walsh out. But luckily for the Vikings, it went foul, and they did not touch or let it roll foul. Good idea. It's 0-2. D'Ambrosio, the catcher, would not have been able to make a play. Too far away from the pitcher, Kehoe, and the first baseman, Wacker, caught between trying to cover the bag and make the play at first base. The 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kelly Iwamoto is the scheduled on-deck hitter for the Tigers. Tigers went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning with this part of the lineup. They put up a 3 spot here in the second inning. Pitch fouled beyond the seats down the third base line, out of play. And the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. We apologize for our technical difficulties last week up here in the press box with that broadcast, but glad to have you here tonight. Ball hit right field, coming in, now making the catch. Runner tagging from second, Urbanski will get to third. This is the second out of the inning.
Out to the plate, number 7, Kelly.
As the ball is hauled in by Uriu in right. Kelly Iwamoto. 2 outs. Runners at first and third now with 3 runs already in the pitch. Swung on and missed. That ball a little high. She went after that, aggressive on the first pitch. Iwamoto tried to bunt for a base hit in the first inning, but a nice play by the right side of the infield. The first baseman, Wacker, flipping over to second base, with Strout covering for the out. It went a little higher that time, and Iwamoto was not fishing. Got her to swing at the high pitch on the first pitch. That time 1-1, and here is the pitch. Foul back, 2 strikes. This is the last Friday Night Lights series games of the year. There are 6 games tomorrow. We're scheduled to stream starting at around 2 o'clock for the final 4 games. Check the schedule at ChicagoBandits.com for those. Base hit into right field, and it's 4-1. Urbanski scores. Leto all the way to third on a base hit by Iwamoto. 4 runs in, a big 2-out hit. And Megan Mahaffey will stand in for the Tigers. Mahaffey, the only batter in the lineup left, has not hit in the inning. The 9th hitter to come to the plate, Frank, who started with the leadoff walk, is on deck. Mahaffey flied out to left in the first. Kehoe got the Tigers in order in the first inning. 9 batters, though, have come to the plate here in the second. All started with a walk. There's been 2 walks in the inning, 4 hits. 1 error out and left, allowing the first run to score. It was originally going to stop at third. Would have been bases loaded, nobody out anyways, but instead they got the run in. And they've continued to bat around here in the second inning. 1-2 on Mahaffey, the pitcher, who after giving up the first run, the offense now around her has put up a 4 spot. She'll go back out in the circle at the bottom of the second with a lead. High fly ball left field, pretty deep but foul into the bullpen, beyond the bullpen. Near the picnic tables in left. The count stays at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runners at second and third. 4 runs in the inning. It's 4-1 in favor of the Tigers. Swung on and missed. Mahaffey strikes out. It's the second strikeout of the game for Kehoe. But 4 runs across the plate on 4 hits, 1 error, a couple left. We go to the bottom of the second. Tigers 4, Vikings 1. This is the Friday Night Lights series presented by Wirt Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second inning is brought to you by Adobe Gilas, Rosemont's fun and exciting take on Mexican cuisine. Adobe Gilas is located right across the tollway in the beautiful MB Financial Park. Adobe Gilas, this place bites. First up, number 14, Jessica Mazer.
We move to the bottom half of the second inning. Jess Mazer will lead it off for the Vikings, down 4-1. Mahaffey's first pitch is fouled back to the screen by Mazer. No balls and 1 strike. Holly Strout, third baseman, is on deck. 1-1. Vikings scored in the bottom of the first. Kind of a lucky run, but it all started with the speed from their second hitter, Alyssa Garcia, who really set the tone. She stole second, then was stealing third, and the ball got away, and she was able to score. So certainly that run was all Garcia. Ball into right, and it gets past the right fielder, Couts. And it'll be a double. Could be a single and an error. We'll just rule that a straight double. As a line drive shot. And Holly Stroup will stand in as the Vikings look to come right back here in the bottom of the second. Sinking liner there. Tough play for Couts and right. And that ball hits off the glove. Now they're going to run to third, and she's out. A fortunate break that time for the Tigers. It bounced off the catcher, went right back to the pitcher, Mahaffey, who fired to third to get the out. Mazer trying to get over to third, but the ball took a big redirect right back to the pitcher. Goes down as a catch caught stealing. 2-1-5 in the scorebook. If you're scoring from your living room, swing and a miss, 1-1. So a couple weird bounces on plays. One went Fremd's way. This one goes Crystal Lake Central's way here as Fremd's hitting in the second inning. Inside, the count's 2-1. Fisted down the line near the on-deck circle and foul. And Frank will pick it up at first base with her stylish hat there at first base. 2-2. And a pitch. That one hung up in the air and the count goes full. So inning started nicely with the sinking double, but he caught stealing. Bouncing off the catcher, going to the pitcher, who fires to third for the out. Makes it 1 out, nobody on, and now 2 outs, nobody on. A strikeout, the third strikeout of the game for Mahaffey. And up to the plate, Lexi D'Ambrosio, the catcher. Two outs. Nobody on. If anybody reaches, Becca Urich will stand up to the plate. She is on deck. 0-1 from Mahaffey here in the bottom of the second. Strike in there, 0-2. Fremd played in the Friday Night Lights series last year against Maine South. My high school alma mater. Fremd beat Maine South on a walk-off. And there's strike 3. Fremd is down here 4-1 as we go into the third Friday Night Lights series here in 2015, presented by Wirt Sports. Savannah Frank leads things off here in the top half of the third inning for her Tiger Ball Club, who leads by a score of 4-1. Middle of the order here, Frank, Menas, and Helm. Frank led off with a walk in the second, started a 4-run rally by the Tigers. It took a 4-1 lead after they had given up the lead in the first inning. 1-0 on Frank. And here is the pitch. That one is hit over the shortstop, right over Reagan Schneider and into left field. So Frank's been on twice. Once on the walk and now on the base hit. Not hit hard, but hit a perfect spot right over the shortstop, Schneider, and into left for the hit. And Monica Menas stands in. Menas singled and scored in the second. Get a little chillier here. Some fans have brought their blankets, some sweatshirts. Still a nice day. We got some fans with t-shirts on. Some with shorts. Shorts weather a bit earlier in the day. Getting a little chillier as the night goes on, but still a calm day of weather here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Foul back near us, right near the press box. Oh, look out. I'm sitting up here texting while broadcasting. I gotta watch out. Windows are closed, but you never know. One and two. That one rocketed back up here. Couple windows to the left of us here in the booth. Alongside cameraman and producers Bilal Muhammad and Ronnie Capuzzo, I'm Johnny Soul here. Glad he could join us at the ballpark at Rosemont. That one hung in the air for a while, and it's 2-2. Vikings and Tigers here. Crystal Lake Central and Fremd, high 3-2. Friday Night Light Series is presented by Worth Sports. Let's go to worthsports.com for all information on the fast pitch experts. Ball four, that one high in the air as Kehoe lost her control a bit in the last couple pitches.
Now up to bat, number 5, Maddie Helm.
And Maddie Helm will stand to the plate. First and second, nobody out. Tigers at it again here. Both innings have started with the cleanup hitter Frank reaching base. Last inning was a walk. This inning was a single. Now the walk to Menas. That is the third walk in the last 2 innings for Kehoe. That's ball 2. The balls are hanging in the air. The fastballs are rising high in the air. Now the coach, Jim Weaver, is out to talk. Coach Weaver went to the University of Illinois. He's an Illini grad. Out to talk to Kehoe, who's starting to lose control a little bit here, lose the strike zone. And it's already 4-1. Do not want to fall further behind. There are other pitchers listed on the roster. Haley Goodwin, the senior, could pitch. Leah Barrett and Julia Wacker could pitch as well. Wacker's the starting first baseman. Wacker's actually committed to Illinois Wesleyan to play softball at the NCAA level. Well, local school here. We'll see her locally playing for Wesleyan. 2-0 to Kehoe, or from Kehoe to Helm, and that's a swing and a miss. The conference with her coach worked out, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 4-5-1 for the Tigers, 1-2-1 for the Vikings here. Top half of the third inning, Tigers already leading 4-0 at first and second, nobody out. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So Kehoe, who had the walk to Menis, was down 2-0 to Helm. Her coach came out to talk with her. She's fired in 2 strikes that have been swung on and missed, so she's back in the count 2-2. Big out here if she can get it. And she does on the outside corner. Got her looking. Strike 3. So there's 1 out. Bring up the 7th hitter. Couts. Rachel Couts, the right fielder for the Tigers, stands in here with first and second, 1 out as we play in the top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-0. This inning is brought to you by Adobe Gilas in Rosemont, right across in the MB Financial Park. Mexican cuisine and entertainment at Adobe Gilas in Rosemont. Foul ball over the dugout, the new dugout tops they have here at the ballpark at Rosemont. They just put up those dugout tops, the ads, this week. Couple new signs around the ballpark, getting ready for the Chicago Bandits season. Featuring high school teams here tonight and every Friday for the last almost 2 months. Foul ball, left field line, and running out of room is the left fielder, Uriu. Abby Uriu in left. First and second, 1 out. First 2 got on, and the strikeout of Couts and a strikeout of Helm, and now a strikeout of Couts. Both of the looking variety. And Alyssa Gavard will come up. These teams today with their walk-up songs, they're big fans of Luke Bryan, the country singer. We got about 4 or 5 players with Luke Bryan songs. Walk-up songs are always an important part of a team, making sure their music's right as they head to the plate. No balls, 1 strike on Urbanski. Urbanski, who came in to pinch run for Gavard, who's actually stayed in the game. So this is now Urbanski who is up. Gavard, who singled in the 2nd inning, got pinch ran for as she was on second. On the throw, Gavard had the big 2-run single. Urbanski now is in for. So Gavard with a 2-run single as a part of that 4-run rally is currently out of the game. Not sure if something happened, but 1-1, that's swung on a miss, 1-2. So Urbanski is the hitter. She was the flex. Urbanski is a freshman. Kehoe's a freshman. This is a matchup of rookies here at the high school level, outside 2-2. Big for Kehoe here. She gave up the single to Frank to lead off the inning, then a walk to Menis. She was down 2-0 to the 3rd hitter, Helm. Her coach came out to her. She struck out Helm, struck out Couts. Now it's 2-2 on Urbanski, trying to pitch around the first 2 reaching. And that one is foul, hit hard, but fouled on the left field line. And we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to number 2. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard at the ballpark at Rosemont. And the 2-2 to number 2 is popped up. Uriel in left, over to center area, makes the catch. And that retires the side. So Kehoe pitches out of the jam. First 2 reach, they're left. After 2.5, Tigers 4, the Vikings trying to come back. They have 1 here. You're watching 2015 Friday Night Light Series presented by Wirt Sports.
Tonight's 3rd inning is brought to you by Wirt Fastpitch. Visit www.wirtsports.com today for the best fastpitch equipment. Now to the plate, number 13, Becca Urick.
We head to the bottom half of the third inning. The Vikings of Fremd trying to put on the rally caps here early. It's 4-1 in the bottom of the third. Ball fell off to the screen. It's 0-1. Becca Urick is standing in. Urick, the 9-hitter. It'll be Urick. And back to the top of the order in Urio and Garcia. Urick, the second baseman. Her first at bat against Mahaffey in the tie, 1-1. Tigers lead by 3. Vikings scored the first run in the bottom of the first. And Crystal Lake Central came back with a 4 spot in the second. That's where we stand. Fremd just pitched out of a first and second. Nobody out. Jam keeping the deficit at 3. And the 1-2 to Urick, and it hit her on the jersey. Tried to run it in inside, got in a little too far. Came across the black jersey. And a hit by pitch.
Abby Urio.
And Urio stands in, but a runner on first and nobody out. Garcia on deck, who scored the run with her speed in the first inning. There's a bunt. Third baseman throws, and he throws it away. The throw by Urbanski gets away. Everybody is safe. Urick is to third.
Now batting number 3, Melissa Garcia.
So the sacrifice and the error allows her to reach and allows Urick to get to third. And here's Garcia, who walked, stole a couple bases, and scored on a error, and she bunts it. That one foul. Now you can see Fremd here tries to make things happen with this part of the lineup. All started with the 9-hitter getting on base with the hit by pitch, not what Mahaffey wanted to do. The senior pitcher stands in the circle, the 0-1 to Garcia. That's high, 1 ball, 1 strike, and Urio takes second base without an attempt, with not even worrying about her, with the runner at third base. And the infield is drawn in. And Garcia bunts that one down, and they will not throw as her speed gets her an infield single. The bases are loaded with nobody out.
Now to the plate, number 11.
The bunt single by Garcia. What a pesky part of the lineup here. Urick at 9-hitter, Urio and Garcia able to make things happen. Now the bigger hitters for Fremd coming up to the plate. Here's Julie Jostin, who fouled out to the catcher the first time. Swings to the first pitch and fouls it back to the netting down the first base line here. It's 0-1. 7:00 p.m. here, Central Time in Rosemont. Just about 10 minutes from the O'Hare Airport in Rosemont. A drive down the highway from downtown Chicago. 0-2 here on Jostin. Bases are full of Vikings, with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. The 0-2 pitch swung on, bouncing ball to short. They'll go home, and they get her. What a play at shortstop by Madison Helm. And staying on the base, Monica Minas, the catcher.
Julia Wacker.
And they complete the first out on the force. So Urick is out 6-2 on the force out. Julia Wacker, who's bound for Illinois Wesleyan in the fall, stands in with 1 out now, and the base is loaded. Great play there, infield in, but you know what, the speed, you have to hurry, has to be a perfect throw, but a good job. Confident throw, a good job by the catcher to keep her foot on the base, stand in, make the catch with the runner sliding in below her. 1-0 pitch here, swung on and missed, it's 1-1. A ball, a strike, and out. Wacker singled in the first inning. Wacker also had a role in the run as Garcia was stealing third. The throw by the catcher, Menas, hit her bat, redirected down to first base. And Garcia came from third and just continued on running and scored for the first run and the only run for Fremd. Since then, the Tigers have scored 4 to take a 3-run lead, but chance here for the Vikings. Bases loaded, nobody out. The big force out on defense by the Tigers. Now 1 out. And now a high fly ball to center that should get the run in. Here's the throw. It's offline. The throw to third is safe. Not in time. Just getting in was Garcia. Sacrifice fly by Wacker. And it's 4-2. So Uriu able to score on the sacrifice fly. And now Reagan Schneider stands in. She struck out swinging in the first. Pop up, left field, short, and caught by the shortstop Madison Helm, as that one was right on the edge of the turf. And on the turf, it's caught. But the run in, sacrifice fly by Wacker, but a good job to limit the damage. The bases were loaded, nobody out, and the Tigers only give up 1 run. After 3, Tigers 4, Vikings 2. You're watching the Friday Night Lights series presented by Worth Sports. Back here, first pitch swinging, Angie Leto flies out to left field. Uriel makes the catch for out number 1. That was the 9-hitter Leto. We're back to the top of the order, and Amy Walsh. Walsh is 0 for 2. She struck out looking in the first. She flied out to right in the second. That one a breaking ball. Tough hop. Taking it second and throw for the out. Nice play. Took a couple hard bounces, but hauled in there at second base by Becca Urich. And that is out number 2. Kehoe looking for a quick inning. Iwamoto down low on the off-speed pitch. Iwamoto 1 for 2. Grounded out on a butt attempt in the first inning, then singled in the second. Her third at bat here in the fourth. That's a strike, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Fun time for softball here. High school softball getting in close to the postseason. Regular season's wrapping up here around this week in Class 3A, 4A. Early classes were able, their postseason going on right now. There's a grounder to third. And that is out. Number 3, quick inning for Kehoe. Sends the Vikings back out on offense. They trail 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. You're watching the 2015 Friday Night Lights series presented by Worth Sports.
plate, number 4, Kylie Hess.
I'll be here. Eric's brother's graduating, so that's why he's in here this weekend. Back here as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Foul down third base by Kylie Hess. Hess is pinch hitting. On deck is Holly Strout. This is Mazur's spot, but the pinch hitter for Jess Mazur is Kylie Hess. Hess, the outfielder for the Vikings. And little infield single for her. Just reached that bat out and used the speed to get on base.
Number 6, Holly Strout.
So Strout now stands in. A lot of speed in this Viking lineup. They say speed never goes into a slump. They're trying to use their speed to work their way back in it. But the Vikings had a chance. Bases loaded, nobody out last inning. Came away with 1 run in the sacrifice fly by Wacker. But the Tigers pitched around it, also played very good defense. There was a big force out at home. Nice play by the shortstop Helm. Bouncing ball to her. She fired home to get the force just in time. No balls and a strike on Holly Strout. Strout struck out swinging in the 2nd. 4 strikeouts in the game for Mahaffey. There's a bunt at the high pitch. Mahaffey throws to first in time to Frank at first base. And that is out number 1, but the sacrifice
Now to the plate, number 17.
gets Mazur over, or gets, Hess, the pinch hitter, over to second base. And the catcher, Lexi D'Ambrosio, will stand in. Ambrosio struck out looking in the 2nd. Pitch by Mahaffey, popped up behind home plate, caught. Out there, the catcher, Monica Minas, able to make the catch for out number 2.
Up to the plate, number 13,
Becca Urich, the sophomore second baseman, will now go back to the dugout. They might bring in a pinch hitter. Urich originally was coming to the plate. Now she's ran off home to the ran to the dugout. And the Vikings now will bring out a pinch hitter, Anne Marie O'Sullivan.
Pinch hitting, number 18, Anne Marie O'Sullivan.
So Anne Marie O'Sullivan will pinch hit, trying to get some extra power here. Pitch is down low at the knees, no balls and a strike. Runner on at second, 2 outs. The pinch hitter, the second pinch hitter of the inning. The first one led off with the hit. She's at second. That's Kylie Hess. And now Anne Marie O'Sullivan. Another pinch hitter here with 2 outs. Trying to get a big hit to bring Hess in. There's a strike on the corner, and it's 1-2. Vikings a run in the first, a run in the 3rd. In between all that was the 4 spot put up in the 2nd by the Tigers. They lead 4-2 here. 1-2, and the pitch fouled away down the left field line near the bullpen. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. If Sullivan reaches, we'll be back to the top of the order in Uriu. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the strikeout by Mahaffey It's her fifth strikeout of the game. And that does it for the Vikings in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Tigers 4, Vikings 2. You're watching the Friday Night Lights series presented by Worth Sports.
Out to the plate, number 3, Megan Matthew.
Alongside our cameramen and producers, Bilal Muhammad, Ronnie Capuzzo, I'm Johnny Soul here as we get ready for the top half of the fifth. Crystal Lake Central leading at 4-2. Megan Mahaffey, the pitcher for the Tigers, is the leadoff hitter this inning. It'll be the 3-4-5 hitters, Mahaffey, followed by Savannah Frank and Monica Minas against Nikki Kehoe. All the runs she's given up came in the second inning. One and one count to Mahaffey. Her counterpart, Kehoe, pitcher going up against pitcher here. And the pitch. There's another off speed. She's been working that off speed pitch and it's down low, 2 balls and a strike. Savannah Frank. And that's just missed. Savannah Frank is on deck. Mahaffey here standing in at the dish, and the 3-1. Bouncing ball into left field, a base hit right past the third baseman Strout. A leadoff single.
Now to the plate, number 34.
And they'll bring up Frank. First hit for Mahaffey. She was 0 for 2. Frank has not been retired yet. She walked to lead off the second. She singled to lead off the third. Here's the pitch. That one ripped right off the shortstop's glove. That was an absolute rocket off the glove of the shortstop Schneider. And she was unable to hang on to that. What
Now batting, number 11.
a rocket shot, hit right at her. Schneider probably says she should have hauled that one in. Was hit on an absolute bean of a line drive there. And we'll see now as Coach Weaver's having a discussion in the pitcher's circle, and Kehoe, I think, will be taken out of the game. They will bring in a new pitcher. We'll just put that as a single for Frank, even though Schneider could have caught that ball. It's hit right at her, but
5, Haley Goodwin.
on a rocket. Haley Goodwin's the new pitcher for the Vikings. So we talked about Goodwin, the senior, one of the other pitchers for Coach Weaver. And the first batter she's scheduled to face is the catcher, Monica Minas. 3-hitter reach, 4-hitter reach. Frank now is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. Big part of the order here in a big inning as the Vikings looking to limit the damage. The Tigers did score 4 in the second inning, but they had first and second, nobody out next inning, and Kehoe did a nice job to pitch around that. couple strikeouts and a fly out to left. But now they're playing with fire again as the Tigers have first and second, nobody out for the second time. In 3 innings, they had the bases loaded, nobody out in that 4-run inning in the second. Actually, they would have had the base loaded, nobody out, but the error allowed the run to score from third base. So Minas, the catcher, stands in. She's singled and walked against Kehoe. Now Goodwin's first pitch of the game is low, 1-0. Kehoe is responsible for the 2 runners that are on base now. Kehoe overall so far giving up 4 runs. She also had a little problems with control. She walked 3 combined in the second and third innings. For all her walks, she did strike out 5 in the game. Gave up 7 hits, 4 of which coming in the 4-run second inning. And it's 3-0 now on Minas. So the catcher Minas here against Goodwin. Goodwin's first batter she's faced. And a 4-pitch walk. Not a good way to start out of relief with 2 already on. She's in a tough spot, now an even tougher spot. But the bases full of Tigers. They lead by 2, threatening to push that lead here in the top of the 5th. And Maddie Helm, the shortstop, stands in. Single in the second. She struck out looking in that 3rd inning we talked about, where Kehoe pitched around the first 2 reaching and nobody out. There's a base hit up the middle. Mahaffey scores. They'll hold Frank at 3rd. Base is still loaded with nobody out, and it's 5-2. RBI single for Helm. Rachel Couch stands in now. Couch, the second baseman, is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. It was 0 for 2 against Kehoe. Now Goodwin, who got the 4-pitch walk and then gave up the single, fires in a strike, and it swung through, and it's 0-1. And that is in there, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Base is still loaded, nobody out, and a run already in. Couch, the second baseman, with then a bouncer to first. They will bobble it. Now there's an error, and everybody's safe. Error on Goodwin. Frank scores. Couch able to reach on the error. Fremd's second error of the game. 6-2, and now it looks like we have a pinch hitter. Or no, Alyssa Gavart's re-entering, excuse me. Gavart started the game, then she was pinch ran for at second, then she was pinch hit for by Urbanski, who was also the pinch runner. But now Gavart is gonna stay in the game and re-enter here. Obviously you can re-enter here in softball, so that's exactly what Alyssa will do here to bring in the initial starter. Gavart had the 1 at bat in the game before she was lifted for a bit. And it was a big at bat, a 2-run single in the second inning. Down low in the turf, 1-0. So Goodwin made a good pitch to get Couch to bounce that, but and she fouled it, and she bobbled it. Now a bouncer to 3rd. They'll go home for 1. They'll go to first, and a double play. Double play, 5-2 to 3. Great job, that one turned by the Viking defense. Stroup started it. Threw home for the force. They fired a first for the double play. Here's a defensive highlight gem for the Vikings of the Mid-Suburban League. And quickly 2 outs with Angie Leto. Not easy to turn that. Might keep Fremd in the game right now. And Jordan Thomas is the pinch hitter for Leto. So Thomas will take Leto's spot right now. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. And a bouncer, Straub has it, gets up, throws low, but Whacker able to make it, and that ends the inning. Big double play for the Vikings. And the Tigers, who do get 2 runs, helped out by the air, but the double play, big. Still, Tigers lead by 4, though. We go to the bottom of the 5th. They're up 6-2. Ballpark at Rosemont, 2015 Friday Night Series presented by Wirtz Sports.
Tonight's 5th inning is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Now batting, number 2, Abby Yorio.
Listen up, y'all, 'cause this is it. Don't need that, baby, this is the
Back here, there's Urio as we have a base hit, and the ball gets away off the turf, and she'll go into second base. A speeding double by Urio. Runner on second, nobody out.
Now batting, number 3, Melissa Garcia.
And Garcia stands in now. Urio the base hit, Garcia now up, Jostin and Whacker due up next. There's a pass, ball gets away, and Urio to third. 6-2. Fremd trails, but now have a runner on third and nobody out. Garcia walked in the first and scored with a couple stolen bases. She singled in the third on a infield bunt single. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. And that one bunted foul. It's 1-1. Garcia likes to use that speed. Urio the same. Urio doubled in the inning here to lead it off. And now a swing and a miss.
Now batting, number 11, Julie Jostin.
So that leaves the runner at third for now, 1 out, and Julie Jostin will stand in. Mahaffey, her pitch to Jostin is a strike. 0-1. So big strikeout of Garcia. Jostin is 0 for 2. She fouled out to the catcher in the first, then had a bouncing ball to short in the third inning. And the shortstop Helm fired home to get the force out. At the time of the bases loaded, nobody out. Got the force at home. Vikings only scored a run in the third inning with the bases loaded, nobody out. Tigers scored 2 runs with bases on nobody out in the top of this inning. Both defenses doing a nice job to limit the damage here and what could be big crooked numbers on the board. The double play by the Vikings turn in the top half of the inning certainly goes a long way in trying to keep them in the game. They're still trailing by 4, but the 5-2-3 double play, they got the force and through to first for the second out. Line drive into right center field. That'll get down. Urios scores. It's at least a double. Now Jostin's headed to third, an RBI triple, and it's 6-3. A shot into the right center field gap, rolls all the way to the wall.
Now up to the plate, number 10, Julia.
And Julia Wacker, their top player, top hitter, is going to stand in now with 1 out. And Jostin takes Urios' spot at third base, following the triple. 1-0. Mahaffey working deep into the game. This is their 5th inning of work, or the 3rd time through the order. Fremd trying to work their way back in the game again. There's a rocket pitch in there on the top of the zone for a strike. 1-1. Got some pop by that pitch right into the glove of Venus there. That one, she takes something off, and it's in there for a strike. Good job, worked the fast pitch, and then a little change into the zone. Senior knows how to pitch. Mahaffey also is the 3-hitter in the lineup. 1-2. Wacker stays alive. Power against power here. Wacker, a top hitter for the Vikings, going up against the Tiger senior pitcher here. A battle. 2 upperclassmen here late in the game, or in the 5th inning. Runner on third, RBI opportunity for Wacker, and the pitch. 2-2. Venus held it for a little bit, but it did miss, and the count goes even. Wacker hit a sacrifice fly with a runner on third and 1 out her last time up. Inside, and the count's full. Wacker's sac fly scored Urio in the 3rd inning. And that one is hit into right center field. That one will go to the wall. Back-to-back extra base hits to the right side for the 3 and 4 hitters, and it's 6-4. Jostin an RBI triple, Wacker an RBI double. It's the 3rd extra base hit of the inning, and it's a 2-run game. Power part of the Viking lineup sends 2 balls out into the gap, and Coach Weaver is going to call time. This is Reagan Schneider's spot, the shortstop. Wacker's at second. Not sure if he's looking for a pinch runner in this spot or not. It will be Schneider taking the at-bat, and they will have a pinch runner as the Vikings send out Jenny Jostin.
Jenny Jostin.
I already told you about Julie, who had the RBI triple. Her sister Jenny is now going to pinch run for Wacker. Runner on second, 1 out. Schneider right through the wickets of the pitcher Mahaffey into center field. Here comes Jostin, the throw at the same time. She's in there. Throw came in at the same time as the runner, but she was able to get in right through the ball going by her. And it's 6-5. Mahaffey, I think they're going to talk to the umpire maybe about a interference either on the base pads or at home, but a quick discussion. He figured that one out. Just had one quick question. I was going to talk to his team. So the base hit by Schneider. Mahaffey could have had that, but it went right through her legs. It's the third run to score in the inning, and all of a sudden it's a one-run game. The throw home, on that throw, Schneider takes second base. So she's in scoring position. It's Hess up there again, who pinch hit for Mazer last inning. Hess will come up again. Hess had the single to start the fourth in her first at bat, coming in as a pinch hitter. And now she'll have a second at bat against Mahaffey, who's starting to be hit here in this inning. And the Vikings still only one out in the inning, and the tying run is at second base.
Plate number 4, Kylie Hess.
We have a tight one. That double play that the Vikings turn in the top of the inning certainly could be served as a momentum shift. The Tigers did score 2 runs to extend to a 6-2 lead, but that double play really lifted the Vikings. They got the next out and carried that in here to the bottom of the inning, and their offense, started by the 2 big run producers, have worked their way back in the game. Now a infield is in. At first base, Frank, and down near halfway down the first baseline. Same at third. 2-0 now on Hess. Infielding up the middle as well. And that one is fisted foul down third base past Urbanski, the third baseman for the Tigers. So Mahaffey gave up the 3 spot here. The tying run is 60 feet away as she tries to get out of the inning and keep her team in the lead. That one outside, a big lead down there off of third base. By Schneider. Forced to look by the catcher Menas, but Schneider able to get back, and she has time to get back with the third baseman way in. That one off the glove of Menas. Meanwhile, it's a strike, and the count's 3-2. Crowd filling up here at the ballpark at Rosemont for the end of this game, and then coming up about 20-25 minutes after this will be Crystal Lake South and Huntley. That one could be trouble. We are tied. Tigers say they never touched the ball. The ball rolled foul. Tigers saying nobody touched it. Crystal Lake Central says that nobody touched the ball. The umpire is saying it hit one of the fielders. It's an infield single if it stands, in a tie game 6-6. Tigers let that ball roll. It was right near a fielder. Could have clearly hit somebody on its way, but it might have just went past. At least that's what the Tigers are saying. And not only are they saying that because that's what they want, but they have, they right away said nobody touched it. Clearly they could be acting, but we'll see what the umpires say. But Crystal Lake Central is certainly attentive on the fact that they did not touch the ball. And now they're going to have a conference with the umpires to see what they said. To see a conference with the base umpire to see what he saw. And I guess it did hit somebody. That's going to be an infield single for us, and the game is tied. So it stands. Schneider scores 4 runs in the inning, and we're tied at 6. And Holly Strout
Up to the plate, number 6.
will come up. The strikeout of Garcia is the only out of the inning so far. Runner at first. Now we'll see if the Tigers can regroup after they thought the call did not go their way there. Strout swing and a miss. Wow. That was a angry strike thrown in there by the senior Mahaffey. firing that one through, and it's swung through by Strout. Now a bunt. It hit her. They say in the batter's box. So it's just a strike and not an out. 0-2. A new game here in the late innings. Tigers had a 4 spot to take a 4-1 lead in the second inning. Vikings have a 4 spot here to tie the game at a half a dozen apiece. Now a throw to second out the strikeout. And a steal by Hess, but Straub strikes out for the second out of the inning.
Now to the plate, number 17.
It's the 7th strikeout of the game for Mahaffey. Mahaffey has walked just one batter. That came back in the first inning. She did hit a batter. Addison Strummel will come up to pinch hit. She's pinch hitting for the catcher, D'Ambrosio. Runner at second, 2 outs. Go ahead run now at second base. There's a strike, 0-1. Six your score, bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Five hits in the inning, more than the hits that the Vikings had combined in the first 4 innings when they had 4 hits. Fouled away down the first base line into the upper level seats, and the count stays at 0-2. In the bottom, or check that, the top of the 6th, the Tigers will have their 9, 1, and 2 hitters up. Inside corner, strike 3. It's the 8th strikeout for Mahaffey. She strikes out the side in the inning, but around that 4 runs score on 5 hits. And the game now is tied at 6. We go to the 6th. You're watching 2015 Friday Night Series presented by Wirt Sports.
Up to the plate, number 17, Amy Walsh.
Back here as we go to the top half of the 6th. Fremd just scored 4 runs to take a 6, or make it a 6-6 tie. That ball off of the second baseman, and it'll be a base hit. Sliding over to try to get it was Becca Urich, the second baseman.
Now batting, number 7, Kelly Iwamoto.
And Iwamoto will now stand in. And that one is fouled at the plate. Last inning I said it was the 9-1 2 hitters. That was actually the top of the order up for the Tigers. Starting with the base hit by Walsh. Now Iwamoto, and now Mahaffey. And then Frank, the 3 and 4 hitters. There's a bunt, that's foul, it's 0-2. Iwamoto is 1 for 3. A potential bunt single, but in the first inning, nice play was made by the Vikings to get her, and she singled in the second. Grounded to short in the fourth. Swing and a miss. Now a throw to first. Wacker able to stop it with their glove as the throw was a little wide. That's the first strikeout of the game for the reliever, Goodwin. Haley Goodwin, who came in to pitch last inning in the middle of that two-run Tiger fifth. This is Goodwin's first full inning of work. Now a throw down to first and safe. It's 0-1 on Mahaffey. Mahaffey, her first look at Goodwin. This could be troubled on the right field line. It's a fair ball. They'll throw to second, and she's out. Nice play out there in right field by Kylie Hess. Able to make the play in right after the ball just landed in fair territory. Not a good read on the ball by the base runner, Walsh. And even if that went foul, there was really no way for Hess to catch the ball, but she did not get a good jump off of first base. Instead of a hit, turns into a fielder's choice. And the speedy Walsh is retired at second base. I don't know about speed for a base runner, but certainly you have to make good base running plays and know where the outfielders are on that. Really no chance for that one is over the glove. So this could have been a real big inning as another base hit for Frank. She hit that over Schneider. Frank is now 3 for 3 with a walk. Moving over to second base is Mahaffey. So that play out there on defense, with Walsh being thrown out at second, certainly goes a long way in this inning, but the Tigers trying to regroup from that, and they have a runner in scoring position here in a 6-6 game. They were up 6-2. The Vikings just scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Tigers an opportunity here with 2 outs and their catcher up to try to regain the lead. Against Goodwin, the reliever, the freshman Kehoe started the game, pitched into the 5th. And now Goodwin. And that pitch in the turf, it gets away a little bit. They throw to third, safe. Nice job by Mahaffey to move up a base. Looks like D'Ambrosio, the catcher, had it originally and then could not get a grip on it. And it allowed for the runners to move up a base as Frank moves to second. So there you see, not just about speed, but about base running itself, as the faster Walsh gets thrown out at second. But then the power hitters in the lineup, Mahaffey and Frank, get up a base on attentive base running. One ball and a strike now to Monica Minas, the catcher, who's walked twice and singled. Singled in the second. She's watched her last 2 plate appearances in the 3rd and the 5th, respectively. Here's the 1-1. That hung up high. It's 2-1. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Tigers. 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Vikings. We're in the top half of the 6th. At the ballpark at Rosemont, the Friday Night Lights series. Fisted to second, the other way on the end of the bat. And the play is made there at second base by Urich. And that ends the inning. So, around that forced out at second on what could have been a hit. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 6 between the Tigers and the Vikings. You are watching the Friday Night Lights series presented by Worth Sports.
Now batting for Fremd High School, number 13, Becca Urick.
Becca Urick hitting here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 0-1 count on her. A bunt attempt, and it's 0-2. Alongside producers and cameraman Bilal Muhammad and Ronnie Capuzzo, I am Johnny Soul. As we have an 0-2 count. Outside, it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Urick. It is Urick, followed by the top of the order, Urio and Garcia here in the 6th inning for the Vikings. That running in hitter, and Urick already hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, or 3rd inning, excuse me. And I was on first with another one as Urio steps up to the plate. Second time that they've hit Urick to lead off an inning. There's a bunt by Urio. You gotta hurry, throw, and safe. Really nothing for Urbanski to do at third base with the speed of Fremd and their hitters at the top of the lineup.
Now to the plate, number
1st and 2nd, nobody out. Alyssa Garcia stands in. 6-6, and the Vikings, who scored 4 runs last inning to tie the game, are threatening here. And the totals on the board are now even. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for each team. Each team has a 4-run inning. And the pitch. Strike. Mahaffey's gone the whole way. The starter, Fremd, was taken out in the 5th. Haley Goodwin has pitched the last inning plus. There's a strike on the outside corner, and Mahaffey, a big strikeout of Garcia. 2nd time in a row she struck out Garcia.
Julie Jostin.
8th strikeout overall in the game for the righty. Lights starting to make their way on here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Not fully yet, but starting to work their way on. Foul ball, and it lands on top of the new dugout top there for the Chicago Bandits season. Bandits home dugout on the first base side. 0-1 from the home team, manning the first base dugout here as well in this game. Julie Jostin up here. She tripled last inning. The Vikings had 3 extra base hits in the first 4 batters up in the last frame, and now they are trying to rally again. A big strikeout by Mahaffey, and now fires this one in on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. In that 4-run inning in the 5th, they struck out Garcia, and then the big hitters here got on base, and it happens again. Base hit to right field. Around third is Urick. She'll score, and the Vikings have the lead. Their 2nd lead of the game. They led 2 hours ago, 1-0.
Number 10, Julia Wagner.
Then we're down 6-2 heading into the 5th. And have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And Jostin has had 2 RBIs the last 2 innings. The triple last inning, the single this inning. This one's high, gets away, but they'll keep the runner at third as Mahaffey comes down close to home plate to make sure that she was covering. With the speedy Urio at third base. This is Wacker at an RBI double in the fifth, a sacrifice fly in the third. Wacker already has 2 RBIs. She also singled in the first, so 2 for 2 with a sac fly and a couple RBIs. Against Mahaffey last inning, Wacker went to right field, hit one into the gap, just like Jostin did. Jostin and Wacker have hit it to right field the last couple of bats, working the ball to that side of the diamond. There's a strike. It's 1-2. Big hit by Julie Jostin. 7-6. 5 straight runs over the last 2 innings by Viking hitters, and we have the ball go the other way again, but that time it's foul, and Fremd trying to wear out that right side. Trying to get insurance now. Second and third, 1 out. Mahaffey throwing a lot of pitches here. The Vikings are getting to her late. 1-2. Outside, it's 2-2. Good matchup here. The top players each team. Mahaffey for the Tigers and Wacker for the Vikings. Fouled over the netting, right below the press box. Had a ball hit near our window earlier in the game. This one hits in the window of the Bandits staff to the right of us. Up here atop the ballpark at Rosemont. The game scheduled for 8 o'clock between Crystal Lake South and Huntley will happen later, about 20 minutes after this one. That is fouled out down the left field line. That probably would have scored a run, another sacrifice fly for Wacker if it was caught. So partly maybe a good thing that it was not caught, or it would have been 8-6, but at the same time, you're still dealing with Wacker. But Mahaffey is trying to get through her without a run scoring. With Schneider, the shortstop, on deck. Oh, great pitch there, off speed. Strikes out Wacker for out number 2. And the shortstop, Reagan Schneider, stands up to the batter's box with 2 outs. Second and third, a run in. Mahaffey trying to keep it there and fires that one through. 9 strikeouts in the game for Megan Mahaffey. Schneider struck out in the first inning. There's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, or check that, swung on and fouled. It's 0-2. Now the Tigers will try to rally in the top of the 7th after giving up the lead. Did she go around? Schneider, they say no strike. In other ways, the ball gets away, and it's 8-6. Could be another pass ball. Urio scores an insurance run. Jostin moves over to third. And now an 8-6 game in favor of the Vikings. Have come all the way back and now lead by 2. 2-1 on the Vikings shortstop. What a big comeback here by the Vikings in the last 2 innings. Inside corner, strike 3. But 2 runs, an RBI single by Jostin, the pass ball then scoring Urio. And after being down by 4, the Vikings have a chance to win it now in the top half of the 7th inning, if they can hang on to a lead. Vikings 8, Tigers 6. You are watching the 2015 Friday Night Light Series presented by Worth Sports. She pitched into the 5th. And then she She didn't get an hour. Yeah, she gave up 2 singles to start the game. So she went 4 plus and then Goodwin was gone last. Yeah.
Sponsored by Weiss Memorial Hospital. Weiss is the official medical provider of the Chicago Bandits. Come to the plate, number 5, Maddie Helm.
Back here as we play into the top half of the 7th inning. Coach Jim Weaver here bringing on another pitcher to try to shut the door on the Tigers, who start with Maddie Helm. It'll be Helm, Couts, and Gavert due up here in the 7th for the Tigers, down by 2. Need 2 to tie and 3 to take the lead with 3 outs remaining in their hopes. They led 6-2 in the 5th. That double play that the Vikings turned in the top half of the 5th inning, certainly a big spot. Now a bouncer to third. Throw is low. Dug out by Wacker. And it's out number 1. New pitcher, by the way, is Leah Barrett, the senior. So Keogh, the freshman, started the game, pitched into the 5th. Goodwin got 2 innings. And now the 7th inning is in the hands of the 3rd pitcher, Leah Barrett. 5-3 on the putout. And Couch stands in now. And that's a strike. 0-1 on Rachel Couch. Oh, and 2. Toward the end of May, certainly an opportunity for a big lift here if the Vikings are able to hang out of this comeback. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The Tigers are down to their last out. And Alyssa Gavart will come up.
Now batting, number 8, Alyssa Gavert.
Here's the pitch. Hangs high, 0-1, or 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. On deck is Angie Leto, the 9-hitter. Near the bottom of the order. Bounce pass Wacker, second baseman will beat the runner to the bag, and the game is over. What a job there by Urich. Wacker went to dive for it. It went past her. Urich able to get it, step on the bag for the out herself, and that ends the game. The Vikings, who were down 6-2 heading to the 5th inning, score 4 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and win it 8-6. Big comeback, big save there by Leah Barrett. The win goes to Goodwin. Mahaffey takes the loss with the comeback by the Vikings and an 8-6 win. Back here in a minute, you're watching the 2015 Friday Night Lights Series presented by Word Sports.
Can we please have head coach Weaver up to the press box for a post-game interview? Coach Weaver for a post-game interview. Thank you.
runs Parker's baseball. His sister is back here as the comeback completed by the Vikings of Fremd. They win it by a score of 8-6. 8 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors for the Vikings. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Tigers. Megan Mahaffey takes the loss, and the win is credited to Haley Goodwin, as the Vikings, who were down 6-2, score 4 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th, and they win it by a score of 8-6. And that big double play they had in the top half of the 5th inning certainly went a long way in helping their cause. The Tigers scored 2 in the top of the 5th, but the double play was turned, and that limited the damage, and then the Vikings came right back, scored 4 to tie it, and then 2 to take the lead in the 6th, and hung on as their reliever Leah Barrett got the save. So final score, the Vikings of Fremd 8, and the Tigers of Crystal Lake Central 6. Back here with an interview post-game with Fremd after this on the Friday Night Series presented by Worth Sports. Back here at the ballpark at Rosemont, almost getting ready here, 20 minutes away from the start of Crystal Lake South and Huntley. Meanwhile, Crystal Lake Central and Fremd came down to an exciting finish. Fremd winning in comeback variety by a score of 8-6. And we'll be joined here by one of the heroes for the Fremd Vikings, Julie Jostin, who got the go-ahead RBI single there in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Her coach will join us soon. But Julie, that was an exciting win for you. You get that comeback. That double play you guys turned in the late in the game they scored 2 runs, but you turned a double play, and then you came right back. Do you think that double play kind of gave you some momentum going into offense for the next inning?
Yeah, I think it really got us going. It pumped everyone up to have good at-bats the next inning.
Talk about your at-bat, obviously a clutch spot. It's late in the game. How are you feeling up there, and talk about your hit?
I struggled my first 2 at-bats, so I just wanted to make adjustments to make sure that I had a quality at-bat and got the runners in.
Awesome. And what does that, a comeback like that, what do you think that does late in the season for you? What do you think that kind of does for the team as you go forward?
I think that sets us up for playoffs and gets us ready because game's just going to be like this when we start playoffs.
Sounds good to me. Congrats on the win, Julie.
Thank you.
Julie Jostin of the Fremd Vikings will bring in her head coach, Jim Weaver, here in a minute as the Vikings win it 8-6. And Coach, that was an exciting one. talk about your rally there, and your team stayed in it and ended up with the win. Talk about the final couple innings there.
A little too exciting, no doubt. Yeah, I was real proud of the kids the way they battled. It would have been easy to kind of give in a little bit there, but we haven't done that all year. We've played hard, and we've come back quite a bit. We've given some leads early and then had to battle back, and we've done that often. So I'm not surprised by it at all. We got a great group and great kids. So.
Used 3 pitchers to work your way through. Good innings there by Kehoe. Then you brought in a couple seniors there at the end. Talk about your staff kind of battling, and then your defense too, keeping you in the game.
Yeah, I thought defensively we played pretty well. Some miscommunication, things that we still need to clean up that were surprising. But pitching-wise, all 3 of our pitchers said it was kind of difficult to get the feel of the mound with the turf. They when I went out to talk to Kehoe, I said, "You don't like this turf, do you?" And she said, "No, not really." So I think that was difficult for them, but. They battled through it and figured it out, and we were able to get enough outs to win the game, score enough runs. So
the speed certainly at some nice little power there in the middle, but that speed certainly helps you, and it helped you again today with Uriel and Garcia started with that first inning weird play on the bounce, but that kind of helps. You kind of have a nice little mix there throughout the course of your lineup going throughout the course of the year. And might help going forward, certainly in the postseason too.
Yeah, definitely. Our lineup is really quick top to bottom. Even our power hitters can run a little bit. You saw Julie get a triple and had to leg that one out. And so anybody in our lineup can run, and that's kind of what makes us go. We don't hit a ton of home runs. I think we've only got like 23 on the year. So we try to execute and put the ball in play and run like crazy. So.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us here, and we'll see you next time, Coach.
All right, thank you very much.
Coach Jim Weaver of the Fremd Vikings, as his team wins it by a final score of 8-6 here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Coming up next, it'll be the Huntley Red Raiders taking on the Crystal Lake South Gators here at the ballpark at Rosemont. For Bilal Muhammad, I'm Johnny Soul saying thank you for joining us. Back with you in 15 minutes here. This is the Friday Night Light Series presented by Word Sports.